Hey everyone, I'm Rob Smith of Smith in the Black with the Strat Time Report, and they hit them pretty hard this morning. We're going to find out how much more they got in them. So, look, once again, a two down on the week, and Momo Shooter. So that means anybody who tried to buy him yesterday got stopped out right there. Boom. So the question is, do the sellers continue to step down as we set up the potential 2-2 Rev Strat monther with 1 day to go? So right now, if you go to the 60s, pretty much everything goes inside on the 60s. So they hit them hard. Now, trying to stabilize on those 60s. If you're going to turn this thing around, that's what it would look like. But almost everything is a two down. And so what we want to look for, it's called a simultaneous break. So the question is, can you get that on the 60s to combine with the dailies, right? Because like I said, if we go here to the scan, and we switch it over here to search for who's taking out yesterday's highs and who's taking out yesterday's lows. And you can do that on a weekly basis, anything, but for right now, let's do it on the daily basis, just for today. There's daily, yesterday's low. Here. So now if we scan, we say, okay, how many twos do we have to the upside? Go volume. Okay, who is it? Oh boy. The who's who of nobodies. Look at this. That is nobody, all right? Best Buy, there you go. Other than that, just a whole bunch of shenanigan stocks. Nobodies. And then if you go to who's taking out yesterday's lows, AMD, Apple, Nvidia, Amazon, Shop, Snap, Intel, Oxy, American Airlines, you can see the difference, right? So it's called a simultaneous break. So almost everything's a two down. So we can expect that to hold. Let's expect these 60s to break to the downside. So if we go back here, one of the hopes was that energy was going to hold us up. And that was yesterday. And then what happened? Then it gave it up. XLE gave it up. And now inside on the 60, like a ton of things here. But the crude itself gave it up. And you see that's a kicker. So what that means, a 2-2 on a Tuesday. So it was looking good yesterday, and then gaps down below that when you have like 80% of the candle all green, and then you gap below that, you got a problem. Everybody in there is screw-hooed, right? So they got them, but good here. So like I said, there's a lot of inside 60s right now. Tesla's going to the lows as I speak, and the ones to the upside are like nobodies. You know, like I said, you got like this DAC here having a nice little day, but we'll see. You know, Danaos or whatever this thing is. You got AMWD here, and outside week to the upside, inside month to the upside, and just stalling out with market inside 60. Right now they're starting to fade, and we can expect that to happen when you have all these twos to the downside, especially on that scan, even if you do it on the weekly. We'll go back to that in a second. APRN, Blue Apron, just come to that. That's already come in a little bit. FRGE. This is the leadership that the market is showing us right now. Now, if that's going to change, like I said, these inside 60s would have to break to the upside. Right now, they are not doing that. So if you go to QQQ here, inside 60. So now you can have that simultaneous break, almost everything two and down, and then the 2-1-2 continuation off the 60s. And that's kind of what we're looking at right now. Dow Jones Diamonds, inside in the 60, small cappers, taking the 60 down right now as I speak. So we can expect this to work, right? So, because of all the things, like I said, the XLE was the one holding us up yesterday to a certain extent, and now giving it up, and that's going to be, you know, all the usual suspects. There's your Exxon, boom, Chevron. Chevron coming down on a 2-2 on a Tuesday, 2 up, 2 down, right? And you know, EOG and PXD and Slob, right on down the line. So a lot of things looking real similar here, as well they should when you have this type of a break. You have AMR. AMR, and that's going 2-2 on the week, 2 up, 2 down, right? And another Momo shoot there. Here, boom. Anybody tried to put stops here, got met with real selling, and down she goes. That one inside 60 down right here. after a nice 2-2 reversal here yesterday. 2 up, 2 down on the 60. Tells us to look at Arch. Hey, Arch. Arch inside in the 60 right now, and that's 2 up, 2 down. I believe STZ is doing that as well. Here, STZ trying to go after the 2 up, 2 down week, but hey, firming up a little bit, so we'll see. If we go to Cat Tractor, I mean, it's pretty broad base as far as 2 downs. Not everything getting totally killed here, but as far as how many things are 2 down, like I just showed you. Cat Tractor taking a little beating here and taking 3-2 down on the week, and that tells us John Deere here, still an inside week, but having a rough day, but inside on the 60 right now, we'll see. Okay, if we go to China, Baidu, and Baidu took a hammering in here, and still an inside week, and just chopping around, just want to see how that month ends, but took a brutal opening there, and that tells us Babo here having a rough one. All right. If we go to Triple M, still puking. This thing's still puking. And this is just not going away, and there's your outside month that we were looking for. Got it, so we'll see. AVGO getting hit a bit in the semis. Like all that stuff, but if we go back to the scan real quick, and just like I showed you the daily, like how lopsided this is to the downside on 2s. It's like if we go to the weekly, because we're coming up to the new month, and we're a lot closer to being 2 downs on the month for a lot of things. If we go to the weekly, we'll see if anybody's holding up in the weekly. See? Because the 60s would have to change all this stuff. Would have to set up, you know, a change in the day. You know, can you set up, you know, something positive where you're closer to being a 2 up tomorrow? Right now we're still stuck in these 60s, but we'll see. All right, so if we go to the weekly, once again, scan. Who's taking out last week's highs? Bloodbath. Nobody. Nobody. Nobody that we care about or have heard of. And then if you go to who's taking out last week's lows, oh boy. AMD, Apple, Nvidia, Amazon, Tesla, Sharp, Snap, just like all those dailies. So we'll get rid of this. So anywho, if we go here for the rest of the afternoon, want to see how we get out of these inside 60s. Right now, SPY's trying to take it to the downside, all right? If we can get all these 60s going, maybe we get another haymaker right here because everybody's going 2 down. Just go pick one. All right, that's going to do it for today. I'm going to be Rob Smith. Smith of the Black. Strat Time Report.